Are you a new mom that's frustrated or maybe even worried about returning back to HIIT training or running in a safe and effective way? By the end of this video, you're going to have some evidence-based information on how you can return to running or HIIT training after you've welcomed your wee one into the world. Hi, my name's Jeannie. I'm a busy mom of 3. I'm a certified personal trainer with a specialization in pre and postnatal exercise, and I'm a mindfulness facilitator. I'm here to help moms feel fit, healthy, and on track to their highest and most badass self. Be sure to stay to the end of the video because I'm going to share one of the most surprising guidelines. I can almost guarantee that you haven't heard this before, and it's really important when returning back to running or HIIT training after baby if you want to make sure you're promoting your healing in the best way possible. The first tip to actually know that your body is ready to get back into running or HIIT training is to do a movement self-assessment. These guidelines are based on research that was done in 2019, and the study was actually endorsed by the Association of Chartered Physiotherapists in Sports and Exercise Medicine. So basically, there were some really great people putting their heads together to come up with these guidelines. Can I get a hell yeah for some evidence-based practices? For the movement self-assessment, you're going to perform the movements that I'm going to talk about in a minute. And what you're going to do is while you're doing these movements, you're going to get in touch with your body and notice if you feel any pain, any leakage, any heaviness, any incontinence. If you have any of those feelings during the movements, your body is not ready for running or HIIT training. So these are the movements that you're going to do in your self-assessment. The movements are the following. First up, you're going to see if you can walk for 30 minutes without any of the issues I talked about just a moment ago. Next up, you're going to do a 10-second single leg balance on each leg. Next up, you're going to hop in place for 10 repetitions on each leg. Next up, you're going to do 10 single-legged squats. Then we have a 1-minute jog on the spot, followed by 10 forward bounds. We're mimicking the load that running puts on your body to see if your body is ready. Now here's something that's important to discuss. Urinary incontinence, aka peeing your pants, is very common, but it is a sign of dysfunction in the body. It means that urinary incontinence is really common. It happens to a lot of women, and there should be absolutely no shame around this. But it is something that you can rehab and fix, and it is something that shouldn't be happening. So I want you to hit the subscribe button below, because in my next video, I'm going to go over some basic movements that you can do in those really early weeks postpartum, and they're movements that can really help strengthen your core and pelvic floor so that you're even more ready for movements like HIIT and running. The second and possibly most surprising tip to absolutely know that your body is ready to start running or doing high intensity interval training is, drum roll please, wait a total of 12 weeks. Let me guess, you were told 6 weeks. Yeah, me too. The reason that there's that 6-week mark that's so often talked about in postpartum healing is because that's when our body is in the early stages of healing. In the time frame from 4 days postpartum to 6 weeks postpartum, our body is in what's called the subacute phase. And this is when our body starts to heal and the tissue actually starts healing. But there is so much evidence-based research that shows that our bodies just simply are not ready to run or do HIIT training until at least 3 to 6 months postpartum. Whether you've had a C-section or a vaginal birth, your body has been through a lot. And when it comes down to it, research shows that starting to engage in exercise like running or HIIT training too soon can actually cause more harm than good. We want to make sure that when you re-engage in impact exercise, your tissue and body have had time to heal so that you can get back to those awesome workouts and feel really good while you're doing them. Okay, so I'm curious, comment below when you were told you could start resuming your regular exercise routine. Here's a bonus tip. How do you know if you sit closer to the 3-month postpartum mark or the 6-month postpartum mark? The truth is, it very much depends on how your birth and pregnancy went. So as an example, if you had a non-complicated vaginal birth, meaning that there was no forceps, no tearing, no issues like that, you might be able to return to running closer to the 12-week mark. On the other hand, if you experienced any tearing, had any use of vacuum or forceps, or maybe even had an episiotomy, your body likely won't be ready till closer to the 6-month mark. If you're not sure if your body is ready to start running, my number one recommendation would be to see a pelvic floor physiotherapist. Pelvic floor physiotherapists will be able to get a hands-on assessment and tell you exactly when and if your body is going to be ready to re-engage in exercises like running or HIIT training. Follow me on my fitness Instagram page and shoot me a DM. I have an incredible referral network for healthcare professionals, and I would be happy to send you along a recommendation. So remember, most importantly, you're going to listen to your body and make sure when you resume running and HIIT training, your body is actually healed and ready for it. So at this point, you understand when mamas are typically ready to re-engage in running and high-intensity interval training. And you have an evidence-based toolkit to do a self-assessment at home to see if you're ready to start running. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe so you can get more content like this. See you later!